Okay, so last time we learned about using two suffixes together. Like if you say my eyes, göz is eye. Gözler is eyes. Gözlerim is my eyes. But if you use a numeral here, my two eyes, for instance, then you have to say iki gözüm. You should skip this ler suffix of plurality because you use numeral. And today we will look at the next suffixes of possession for our, your in plural, and their. I also brought a couple of books, and book in Turkish is kitap. It ends with p, just like I mentioned that when it ends with ç, by adding a vowel it turns into j, havuç, havucum. When a word ends with p as a rule, usually, p turns into b. So when I say my book, I say kitabım. Kitap, kitabım. İki kitap, two books. İki kitabım. Bunlar iki kitabım. My two books. Kitaplar. Bunlar kitaplar. Kitaplarım. Okay, and now we are learning about how to say ours. So I say nar, and I want to say that it's our pomegranate. Narımız. So it's easy, just like it's mine, I just add is in the end. The same is about your in plural. You just add is to narın, narınız. Elmam, my apple. Our apple, elmamız. And your apple in singular. Elman, your apple in plural, elmanız. Kaşık, our spoon is kaşığımız. Your spoon in plural is kaşığınız. And then how do we say there? For there we have to add one of two suffixes, ları or leri. So it's just like plurality, just has ı in the end. So if I want to say it's their onions, I say soğanları. It's their potatoes, I say patatesleri. It's their spoons, I say kaşıkları. It's their glasses, I say bardakları. So if we call these things ours here, we will say our apples, elma, apples should be in plural, elmalar, and ours, ımız. Elmalarımız, our apples. Bunlar elmalarımız. And then how many? If we say there are 4 apples, our 4 apples, we don't use lar. Bunlar 4 elmamız. And let's say your. Bunlar kaşıklarınız. Your in plural. Your spoons. Kaşıklarınız. 5 kaşığınız. When you use 5, use numeral. Again, you don't use lar. 5 kaşığınız. Kaç kaşığınız? How many? 5 kaşığınız. And then we talk about their. For their we use suffixes ları and leri. Well, it's pretty easy then. Bardakları, kaşıkları, narları, kalemleri, and when we want to say his or her, pens for instance, you also say kalemler plus i, kalemleri. But when you use it for their pens, then you use kalemler plus leri, but you don't say kalemlerleri, right? So you use only one ler. In the end, it's the same. If it's his pens, their pens, or her pens, it's all the same in Turkish. If it's his or her 3 pens, it will be üç kalemi. But if it's their 3 pens, it will be üç kalemleri. Let's say for all the persons. I. It's my flower. Çiçeğim. You. Singular. It's your flower. Çiçeğim. He or she, it's his or her flower. Çiçeği. We. Our flower. Çiçeğimiz. You, plural. Your flower. Çiçeğiniz. And they, their flower. Çiçekleri. Now let's say it in plural. My flowers, çiçeklerim. Your flower, your singular. Çiçeklerin. His or her flowers, çiçekleri. Our flowers, çiçeklerimiz. Your, plural, your flowers, çiçekleriniz. And their flowers, çiçekleri. Now that we learned these possessives, when we learn the word name, we can ask what your name is. What is your name? Name in Turkish is ad. So you can ask, adın ne? Ne means what? Adın ne? Your name is what? But if you ask it politely or if you ask it formally, then you need to use you in plural. So you should say adınız ne? And then you can also say what your name is. For that you need to put the word name with the possessive adım. Adın ne? Adım, say your name. You can also ask about objects. What is it? How is it called? What's it called? Adı ne? Adı havuç. Adı ne? Adı elma. Or you can just say what is it? Bu ne? Bu nar. Bu ne? Bu soğan. Bu ne? Bu kaşık. And so on. There is another word actually that's used for name, which comes from Arabic, ism. The Arabic word is ism, but in Turkish they say isim. And when you add a suffix there, it has to become ism. So you see it's shortened. When it's without suffix, you say isim, name, or isimler. But when you add a suffix, for instance, my name, you should say ismim. Not isimim, but ismim. There are several words like that in Turkish, when the vowel is dropped in the end. In the last vowel, I mean. The last vowel of them. In the last syllable. Instead of saying adın ne, I could say ismin ne. Adınız ne, isminiz ne. One word is Turkic, another word is Arabic. And sometimes you have even three words if something else comes from Persian or from some other, usually from Persian. So in Turkish languages there are lots of synonyms, and of course they have some slight meaning differences sometimes, just because they're emotionally attached to some, they have different connotations. Well, okay, we can also learn another word today, which is the word where. Where. Where is nerede? So if you want to ask, for instance, where is the restaurant, you say restoran nerede? If you want to ask, where is your house, you need to know the word house, ev. Try to guess what you need to say in Turkish for where is your house. Ev, eviniz nerede? Or if it's singular, you, then evin nerede? You can ask some locations. You come to Istanbul and you ask, where is Taksim Square? So the name of the square is Taksim. So you can ask, Taksim nerede? Taksim nerede? Where is Taksim? But there could be two meanings actually, because the taxi, if you add to it the possession of my taxi, where is my taxi? You also will say Taksim nerede. But M in the end will be the possessive. Such a funny coincidence. Another word we can learn is araba, the car. Araba, arabalar. And if we say my car, arabam, your car, araban, his car, arabası. Our car, arabamız, your plural car, arabanız, and their car, arabaları. So if you want to say, where is your car? You will ask, plural your. What will you ask? Arabanız nerede? And if you want to ask, where is our car? Where did we put it? Where is our car? What will you say? Arabamız nerede? Okay, we can count with fingers. Finger sounds a bit closer to glass. Bu bardak. Finger is parmak. How many fingers do you have? Kaç parmak? 5 parmak. There is 5 fingers. Right? Parmaklar. Bunlar parmaklarım. Parmaklarım. With our fingers we can count up to 10. So we can learn all these numerals. And we can count with fingers. Bir parmak. 2 3 4 5 parmak. Bunlar 5 parmağım. 6 parmak. 7 parmak. 8 parmak. 9 parmak. 10 parmak. 10 parmak.